For all he had endured, Odysseus shuddered, but when he spoke, his words went to the mark. After these years, a helping hand, O goddess, what guile is hidden here? A raft, you say, to cross the western ocean, rough water and unknown. Seaworthy ships that glory in God's wind will never cross it. I take no raft you grudge me out to sea, or yield me first a great oath, if I do, to work no more enchantment to my harm. At this the beautiful nymph Calypso smiled and answered sweetly, laying her hand upon him, "What a dog you are, and not for nothing learned, having the wit to ask this thing of me. My witness then be earth and sky and dripping sticks that I swear by. The gay gods cannot swear more seriously. I have no further spells to work against you. But what I shall devise, and what I tell you, will be the same as if your need were mine. Fairness is all I think of. There are hearts made of cold iron, but my heart is kind." Swiftly she turned and led him to her cave, and they went in, the mortal and immortal. He took the chair left empty now by Hermes, where the divine Calypso placed before him victuals and drink of men. Then she sat down facing Odysseus, while her serving maids brought nectar and ambrosia to her side. Then each one's hands went out on each one's feast, until they had had their pleasure, and she said, "Son of Laertes, versatile Odysseus, after these years with me you still desire your old home. Even so I wish you well. If you could see it all before you go, all the adversity you face at sea, you would stay here and guard this house and be immortal. Though you wanted her forever, that bride for whom you pine each day. Can I be less desirable than she is, less interesting, less beautiful? Can mortals compare with goddesses in grace and form?" To this the strategist Odysseus answered, "My lady goddess, here is no cause for anger. My quiet Penelope, how well I know, would seem a shade before your majesty, death and old age being unknown to you, while she must die. Yet it is true, each day I long for home, long for the sight of home. If any god has marked me out again for shipwreck, my tough heart can undergo it. What hardship have I not long since endured at sea, in battle? Let the trial come." Now as he spoke the sun set, dusk drew on, and they retired, this pair, to the inner cave to revel and rest softly side by side. When dawn spread out her fingertips of rose, Odysseus pulled his tunic and his cloak on, while the sea nymph, dressed in a silvery gown of subtle tissue, drew about her waist a golden belt and veiled her head, and then took thought for the great-hearted hero's voyage. A brazen axe head first she had to give him, two-bladed, and agreeable to the palm, with a smooth-fitting haft of olive wood. Next a well-polished adze, and then she led him to the island's tip where bigger timber grew. Besides the alder and the poplar, tall pine trees, long dead and seasoned, that would float him high. Showing him in that place her stand of timber, the loveliest of nymphs took her way home. Now the man fell to chopping. When he paused, 20 tall trees were down. He lopped the branches, split the trunks, and trimmed his puncheons true. Meanwhile Calypso brought him an auger tool, with which he drilled through all his planks, then drove stout pins to bolt them, fitted side by side. A master shipwright, building a cargo vessel, lays down a broad and shallow hull. Just so Odysseus shaped the bottom of his craft. He made his decking fast to close-set ribs before he closed the side with longer planking, then cut a mast pole in a proper yard and shaped a steering oar to hold her steady. He drove long strands of willow in all the seams to keep out waves, and ballasted with logs. As for a sail, the lovely nymph Calypso brought him a cloth so he could make that too. Then he ran up his rigging, halyards, braces, and hauled the boat on rollers to the water.